All right, we're going to solve this quadratic equation. I know there are other methods, such as the quadratic formula, but today we're just going to use factoring. And so to factor, we need to find two numbers that multiply to this third term and add to the middle term. Remember, this only works as long as that coefficient on x squared is 1. And so in this case, 35 and 2 work perfectly. So factored, this becomes x plus 35 times x plus 2. And so the key thing is the zero product principle, which says that if you multiply two things together and get 0, at least one of them must be 0. So basically at this point, we separate our factors and we solve each of them for 0. So here, x equals negative 35. And there, x equals negative 2. So those would be the two answers. This one looks a little different. It's still a quadratic equation, but before we solve any quadratic, the first thing that must happen is it must be set equal to 0. So here we're going to do a little algebra to move some things over. So let's move the 19x over. And so x squared plus 16x equals 17. And now I got to bring the 17 over to the other side. There's no like terms over there, so now I have the quadratic formula, or sorry, a quadratic equation. So I need my two numbers that in this case will multiply to negative 17 and add to positive 16. Signs are very important. And so here it's going to be x plus 17, x minus 1 equals 0. Again, using that zero product principle. And x minus 1 equals 0. And then we solve for both. So x could be, x could be negative 17, or x could be positive 1. So those are the two answers in that case.